Tulsi madam, please begin.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you, Dr. Vaishali Jaiswal ma'am, for accepting the invitation for this webinar. I would like to give a brief introduction of ma'am. Dr. Vaishali Jaiswal has completed her doctorate from School of Information Technology, RGPV Bhopal, and MTech BTech from SGSITS Indore in Department of Information Technology. She has over 12 years experience in the field of academics. Her core areas of expertise include medical imaging, big data analytics, image processing, real-life applications of artificial intelligence, and cloud computing. Dr. Varshali Jaiswal is currently working as assistant professor with Vellore Institute of Technology, Bhopal. She has published more than 7 papers in international journals and conferences. She also attained various seminars and workshops organized by professional bodies. So, ma'am, you can start now.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving this opportunity to deliver the expert lecture in your university. Good evening to all. I, Dr. Vaishali, as ma'am told you, will give you expert lecture on the topic of cloud computing. So before starting with the presentation, I tell you that everyone in using cloud computing in day-to-day life, if you are using your Gmail account or Facebook or any other platform, online platform like VTop, MS Teams, so it means you are accessing the cloud services. Okay. So in my lecture, I will discuss advantage, necessity, disadvantage with this cloud computing, and I also discuss our Indian government cloud, which is known as a Meghraj. So, what is technology? The technology has reshaped the industry. Briefly, this technology provides real advantages as their availability increases and their cost is decreases. They all become the virtues of communities from the strategic standpoint. They no longer matter. This is given by the Nichols Care. So previously we are not using the cloud before 10 to 15 years, but now we are using cloud services and it is the essential service of our day-to-day life. So these are the outcomes or outlines of our lecture, like basic of cloud computing. I will give the definition and basic, what are the different service models, deployment models, and what are the challenges and opportunities with the cloud computing. And again, in the last, I will discuss GUI, Government of India Cloud, which name is Meghraj. So now, what is cloud computing? A cloud computing is used for enabling secure, convenient, on-demand network access to share the pool of configurable computing resource. That is network, server, storage, application, and services. They can be rapidly provisioned and released with the minimal management before or service provider interaction. There are multiple companies which provide the cloud services to you. You have to just pay for that and you can access that services. But without the cloud computing, you have to implement all the service or the infrastructure in your own, and you have to pay for a large amount for that and maintenance. And maintenance cost is also there. Okay, but if you are using cloud, so it is easy for you if you have an organization or you are the application developer or you are the user. Okay. Cloud computing can be thought of as anything that involves delivering the hosted services over the internet. If you are accessing the cloud services, the internet is mandatory. If good and it requires good internet speed. If internet is not there, you can't access the cloud services. So one of the challenges we can say also or a disadvantage of cloud computing is the internet. In addition, the platform provides on a demand service that are always on everywhere, anywhere, and anywhere. If the cloud, you are accessing the cloud service, it means you can access anything, any resource, any application, any services from the cloud, anywhere. It's not matter where from where you are accessing that services, and you can access anytime, 24/7. You can access anything and from anywhere, any device you can access. Suppose you have a laptop, you can access that services from your laptop. If you have a mobile phone, you can access the cloud services from your mobile, any digital device from where the internet is available. You can access the cloud services. The hardware and software services are available too. Like many services, hardware services also you can access through the cloud, and software services also. The general public, enterprises, corporation, and the business market. These are the user of cloud. Like any person we are accessing Facebook or Gmail, so we can access the publicly, or many organization or a corporation or a business market also accessing the cloud services today's scenario. This is the difference between the without the cloud and with the cloud. Without the cloud, if suppose you have a small organization, so you have to maintain all the things, like you have to maintain IT organization is your, and you want to, if you start with the if you start any startup, so you have to maintain all the things, like you have to maintain software, hardware, storage, and networking, and service management also. Like if you are working on a different software, you have to purchase that software, different hardware to support our organization, multiple servers, like database server is there, or any other server. So you have to maintain that server, storage. Okay, you have to purchase storage, networking also. If you have a multiple module of your organization, so all these things you have to maintain for module 1 and module 2 also. So it is very hectic schedule. But if you are accessing the cloud services, it is maintained by the third party or the service providers which provide you cloud services, like virtualization of resource, automated service management, standardized services, location independent, rapid scalability, and self-services. These all are maintained by the third party which provide you as a cloud services. Okay. Just you have to pay for that and you can access the service. Whatever you want, you can access. Whatever you need, you can apply for it. The cloud computing is a new consumption and delivery model inspired by the consumer internet service. The cloud computing exhibits the following key characteristics. First is on-demand self-services. On-demand means suppose you want to access the storage services, and initially you have only 1 TB of requirement for your organization, so you apply for that and you have to pay for that only. If after few years it increases, your demand is definitely increases, so that time you apply for the 5 TB or more data, so you have to pay for that only. Okay. So it is an on-demand self-services. Ubiquitous network exchange, you can access different network which you want to inform. Like if you need a secure network, you apply for that. If you need a general purpose network, you can access. It's also location independent resource pooling. Means with the cloud, you can access any services, any resources without the location independence. You can suppose you are working in India now, so you can access that service. Suddenly you shifted in different country or different place, you can access all the services as there also. Okay, and rapid electricity pay per user. Whatever you use for that you have to pay. No need to pay for all. So this is the advantage of cloud computing. The cloud computing can also be divided in two parts, like service model and deployment model. Okay, so service model is related with the storage platform as a services, infrastructure as a services, and software as a services. Based on this, we divide the cloud computing into service model. Again, we divide the cloud computing in the other types of model, which is known as a deployment model, in which we divide the model based on their cloud, like private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. Later we will discuss each of those. Like if suppose here you can see is the green box, which is maintained by the you, and the orange color box is maintained by the manager. If you are not accessing the cloud computing, so like application, data, runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, server, storage, and network. These all are maintained and managed by their own self or company manager. But if you use the cloud services like infrastructure as a service, so in infrastructure as a services, you can access a network, you can decide the storage, how much storage you require, which type of server you require, and virtualization. Only this is maintained by the company or a third party or a service provider. And all other things like choosing of operating system, middleware, runtime, and data and application, which is maintained by your organization or yourself. Okay. But it means if we choose infrastructure as a service, it gives more reliability, or you are more authentic to access the different services. But if you are accessing the platform as services, so like networking, storage, server, virtualization, operating system, middleware, and runtime. These all are the maintained by the third party or service provider, and you are accessing only choosing the application which you want to work on that, and data, which data you want to work. Okay. But if you are accessing software as a service, so all the things are managed by the third party. Just you are working on that. Okay. So it shows you if you are working as a service, software as a service, all are maintained by the third party. Its management, troubleshooting, and application enhancement is also done by the third party. But if you are accessing platform as a service, it give you application and data, choosing of different application. You can work on a different application with a different data, and all other things are maintained by the third party. And in infrastructure as a service, so it shows you only few things are managed by the third party, and you all are chosen by yourself. Okay. So here you can see that if you are working as an infrastructure or network architecture, so you use infrastructure as a service because you have to select different servers, different operating system, and all other things. So you choose as an infrastructure as a service. But if you are as an application developer or a programmer, so you use platform as a services. Here you use the application, and data is chosen by yourself, and other things are maintained by the third party. And in the last, if you use as a software as a service, so you are the end user. Like if we are accessing the Facebook account, it means we are accessing software as a service. We have no choice, just we can work on that only. Okay. So it is a service model of cloud computing. I think if anyone has question, you can ask. Otherwise, I will. Okay. Next is, these are the company which provide you services. If you choose as the infrastructure as a services, it means this services provided by the Amazon Web Services, Rockstar Cloud, and AT&T Cloud Services. Okay. And for platform as a services, so Google is a one company which provides platform as a service. IBM is another company. Post.com is another company. Windows is another company. We provide you platform as a services. And for software as a services, so Gmail, Facebook, any other online platform you are accessing or social media site is a service provided by software as a services. This is the architecture of cloud computing. Its end user are we or the application developer or a network architecture who use the cloud services by any device. You can see in here, like here is a PC or a laptop or a mobile phone or any other gadget to which you can access the cloud services. The cloud are there, and the different service business models are available here. You can access that services with the platform as a services. And if we go with the lower portion, it shows like infrastructure as a service. Here you can select different server, different storage, different resources from that cloud. So the cloud architecture is divided in three layers. The lower layer represents the infrastructure as a services. The middle layer represents the platform as a services, and upper layer where the end user are access, it shows as a software. Why we go for the cloud computing, or what are the advantage of cloud computing? So first advantage of using cloud computing is the flexibility. Flexibility means you can access anything, anywhere, from any place. So it gives you more flexibility. If you are working, suppose an organization is implementing a software with the different modules, and if with each module, many developers are working, so they can work together with the different place, with the different device on a same module. Okay, so it provides you flexibility. Second is disaster recovery. If suppose your system is crashed due to some crashes, so you may lose your data. But with the help of cloud computing, suppose a system is crashed or some disaster occurs through which a system is failure, maybe a server or maybe a system. But the cloud maintains the data record with the different server or different storage on copies of different servers. So if this system is failed, no issue, it will provide you data with the different machine also. So second advantage going for the cloud computing is disaster recovery. Third one is automatic software updates. So automatic software updates means if you are accessing many software from the cloud, if its updated version is available, they will notify you and you can update your data or your software. Suppose, for example, you are accessing your Android phone. If their updated version is available, the system will inform you and notify you its update is available and you should do it. So automatic software update is another advantage of cloud computing. Next is pay as you go. It means no need to pay for all the things you are accessing. Whatever you are accessing, suppose how much storage you are accessing, what are the different resources you are accessing, you have to pay for that only. Okay, no need for paying for all the things separate. For example, if you are accessing Gmail server, so they will provide you 15 GB data for free, and you want to extend for this, so you have to pay for that. Okay. So, and next is increase the collaboration. Many people are working together and it increase the collaboration. It also controls the document. Security is maybe an advantage also and disadvantage also. If you are accessing authorized service provider, so your data is secure and it is not, and they secure your data by some encryption algorithm. They apply some encryption authenticity they provide for the security. But if sometimes if you are not accessing unrestricted, you are accessing unrestricted system, so it may be lost your data or your data may be stolen by others also. Okay. So security is the advantage of cloud computing and also the disadvantage of cloud computing. And next advantage of location independence. Location independence, you can access resources or applications from any place, from any device. So it gives the advantage for flexibility to access the data, but internet is mandatory for this. So these are the advantages for going the cloud computing. So the cloud computing layout diagram, this is the layout of cloud computing. Here different servers are available. Virtual desktop is also available with the virtual operating system. Okay, and software platform, different software is there, different applications are there. The storage is also available with the different data sets. So you can access these all the services with the help of cloud, but it needs need a device. Okay. So like different servers are available here, database servers maybe, or a processing servers, different processor like GPU is available. Okay, suppose you are working on a machine learning model or a deep learning model, and you are the student, you don't have the you have to train a model with a large amount of data set, but you don't have the GPU service. So you can access GPU or a graphics processor unit through the online, like there is a CoLab services. You can access that GPU or any other GPU from your machine. So no need to purchase that server for your implementation of your model or like your project. Okay, just you have to pay for small amount for that, and what time you are using it, you have to pay for that only. Like suppose previously they are charged for per hour, now they are charged for the per minute also. Okay, so you can access different servers, different operating systems. Suppose you are working on a window operating system, but you want for some module or for some time you want to work on a Linux module. So you can select your operating system. Different platform is also available. Different application is also available. You have no need to install that application on your machine. You can work on that machine directly or on that application directly. Like suppose you want to work on it Python. So no need to install your Python in your machine. Just use Colab library and you can access that Python code. You can implement the code on that library and you can run that code. Okay, on online. No need to install. And it also provides storage services using the cloud. uh, Different manager can work, different branch office can communally work together with the help of cloud computing. For example, it's easy to understand for banking system. Different branches are there for the same bank in a same city. They can work. You can access your account from any branch or online also, and they will inform if your branch office, home branch office is also there. If you can access the account from the different branch or you update, change your amount in any branch, it will reflect your main branch also. So different branch is available and you can work together with the help of cloud computing. Okay. Next is deployment model. Previously, we discussed the service model, which is the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and application as a service. Now, the cloud computing is also divided in the deployment model. First is private cloud, community cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. Okay, based on their the cloud is divided like private cloud operated slowly for a single organization. A private cloud is maintained by the single organization and it works slowly, may on the premises or off the premises. Suppose if we talk about a business organization like Microsoft, it has a many head office. It has a many head office and sub office also, so they can communicate with the help of private cloud. And if we talk about the community cloud, so shared by the several entities that have the common purpose. It is known as a community cloud. May on the premises or off premise. If we talk about like RBI is the first branch and all the banking system has to govern the rules of RBI. So this is known as a community cloud. Different banking systems are there and all are governed by the RBI. So it is known as a community cloud. And public cloud, it's available to the general public or owned by the single organization selling the cloud services. Okay. And it's a public cloud means if you are accessing from the data from the Google or it provides the information from the public cloud. And another is hybrid cloud, which is the combination of two or more private and community or a public cloud. If we talk about like a Facebook, so what is Facebook? A Facebook is a public cloud or a private cloud? It is a hybrid cloud because It contains your information, and those who are your friends can access your information. So it shows like a private cloud. But if many of groups are there which available free to join and you can access that information, so it shows it is a private cloud. So it works like a hybrid cloud. It works together like a private cloud and a public cloud also. Okay. So here is the type and properties. Like if you use a private cloud, the outsider or own, lease, buy or buy, you have to lease or buy on the private cloud, and separated or virtual data is set up. If you use community cloud, it's a private cloud for the set of user with the specific demand, and several stakeholders are there. Okay, and public cloud with the it contains mega scalable infrastructure available for all. Public cloud is available for all, and hybrid cloud. It's the combination of two clouds, usually private or sensitivity data and specific applications like a Facebook and Facebook. Opportunity and challenges with the cloud. So what are the opportunity or how we can make your future in the cloud computing? And what are the challenges with the cloud computing? The parallel, these are the three blocks check against the cloud computing. Use of cloud computing is dependent on the other, and that could be possibly limited, flexible, and innovative. The other are likely to become the bigger internet. Companies like Google and IBM who may monopolize the market. Okay, many companies like if you have heard about the Amazon Web Service, Google and IBM only. But many other companies are also there to provide these cloud services, but people don't know about this. Some argue that this use the supercomputer is a return to the time for mainframe computing that the PC was the reaction against. Security could prove to be a big issue of the cloud computing. I told you already that security is the advantage of cloud computing. It's also the disadvantage or a big issue with the cloud computing, because it is still unclear how safe you outsourced data is, and when using these services, ownership of data is not always clear. There are some issues relating to policy and access to the cloud computing, like if your data is stored abroad, whose policy do not adhere to you. If we are accessing the data from the other company, they are not governed your policy or your country rules, so they may misuse your data also. What happened if the remote server goes down? Okay, I told you that data is available on different machines, but a main machine is crashed or some disaster occurs that time. So it may be you can lose your data also. How will you then access the file? Okay, if a server is down, then how? If suppose server is down, main server is down, then if you have a system, you can't access your own data. Okay, this is the one of the disadvantages with the cloud computing or challenges. There have been some excess of user being logged out of account and losing the access of data. Classification of data, ownership of data. So it's again a challenges with the cloud computing. Here, disaster recovery option is compared with the cost and recovery time. If you are accessing the cloud service or if you are not accessing the cloud service, if some disaster occurs, so you can see in this diagram that time is long or short. You have to pay the money and all the things, recover the things. So it requires too much time. But if you are on cloud and some disaster occurs, so you can access with this small amount, not to pay short amount for the recovery of your data. Okay. So next is Meghraj Cloud. Okay, you already heard about like IBM, Google, and Amazon Web Services who provide cloud services. But our Indian government are also having a cloud. Its name is Meghraj. The government of India has embarked upon the ambitious initiative GI Cloud, Government of India Cloud, which has been named as the Meghraj. The focus of this initiative is to accelerate the delivery of our country while optimizing the ICT spending of the government. This will ensure the optimum utilization of infrastructure, speed up the development and deployment of e-government applications. Okay. So for this reason, the government is created the Meghraj. The vision for Meghraj is to accelerate the delivery of e-services provided by the government and to optimize the ICT spending of the government. Okay. The policy of Meghraj Cloud is government of department as the center and state of first evaluator of the option of using the Government of India Cloud for implementation of all new projects funded by the government. Existing applications, services, and projects to be evaluated to access whether they are to be migrated to the GI cloud or the service of Meghraj Cloud is the get the power of NIC. NIC means National Informatics Center, who organize our Indian government e-services and everything. Put cloud service to host your website, portal, and web application with the speed and scalability that your business demands. NIC cloud service offer variety of service models to meet your requirement like platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and software as a service. Okay, our Indian government like Meghraj will provide you all these things like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. The service provided by Meghraj is the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Other services like vulnerability assessment services, load balancer as a services, public IP service, public IP, internet protocol services, antivirus service also provided by the cloud. The service like web application firewall services, backup services, storage as a services. These are all our services provided by our Indian government cloud. Virtual monitoring provisioning, VM technology allow. What is VM? Virtual monitoring system or virtual machine monitoring system or technology allow multiple virtual machines to run on a single physical machine. Okay. So here is a one name hypervisor or virtual machine monitor. Hypervisor is nothing but it is a software. It's able. It's a software to which you convert your single machine into a virtual machine. Okay. So it provides virtual machine provisioning system. Means through the cloud, there is a single machine and multiple user contact with that machine, and all are feeling like they are only working on that. So this is happened with the help of hypervisor. Hypervisor a software through which it converts your machine or a server into a virtual machine, and user will contact with the virtual machine only. Okay. Virtual machines are provisioned by the cloud coordinator as user as per the requirement. How many virtual machines that machine should be converted into how many virtual machines? It depends on the virtual requirement. It depends on the user requirement. How many user is communicating with each other in a single time? So it depends on. NIC cloud service are provided by government of organization only. Department needs to only apply for the cloud service through the https://cloud.gov.in. Through this link, you can access our Indian government cloud, or you can access the service from the Meghraj. The department are asked for the application architecture, requirement, number of virtual machine, application, and database virtual machine also. Accordingly, accommodation mail is sent to the user department for the next step. Okay, when you are accessing this website, they will ask application architecture, what is your requirement, how many virtual machines is required to you, which application you want to work. So it is also for this. The virtual machine provisioning also the cloud coordinator responsibility, cloud registration form is required to fill up by user department, monitoring ownership, authorization, access rights, and platform for the virtual machine requirement. There is a registration form. If you are accessing our Indian Government Cloud, so there is some registration form. You have to fill that form with all the fields and you can access it. Like platform available, window, how many different platforms are available on the cloud, like window application or web virtual machine with the IIS database or report virtual machine. MySQL server is also there. CentOS is also there. Application web virtual machine with the Apache or Tomcat servers is also available. Database virtual machine with the PostgreSQL, MySQL, Verida database is also available on this cloud. Okay, you can access all the services with our Indian Government Cloud. The virtual machine, all the virtual machines are created in the template. The separated templates are there for application and database virtual machine. The cyber security division, NIC also having the cyber security division, having some guidelines are followed to harden and pass platform as a service template. All the security points which are supposed to be uniform for all the user are implemented in the project which is also to be created. These are carried out through the cloud dashboard. Okay. After the successful creation of virtual machines, the system administration is required to make it ready to deploy the application. After, if you register successfully on our Indian Government Cloud, then the administration is required to make it ready to deploy the application or database. The web server is Apache HTTP, Apache Tomcat or IIS are needed to be configured, and at the same time is configured by the uploading the file in the application to the virtual machine. Database is created in MS SQL Server, PostgreSQL, MySQL, or Myriad database as required by the user. Okay, you can access all this database, or you can create your database on that server through this server. This is the screenshot of our Indian Government Cloud. Like Meghraj, you can see here. There is we already logged in, and this is showing you home page that contain home page, My Cloud, organization dashboard, about the Meghraj services, document. These are the menu bars. You can access the services. Okay. If you go for the My Cloud, so you can create your cloud. You can access the service on that cloud, and through that you can create different virtual machine also. Okay. We will after if you go for My Cloud, then you will go access the specify the details of virtual machine. Like you have to insert detail of virtual machine, like virtual machine template is there, and you have to select different virtual machine, like web server you want to access or SQL server you can want to access. So you have to insert that information also. After inserting that information, specify the detail of virtual machine, which is showing by NIC WP. If you are accessing the web server, so it shows you NIC web server. Okay, test virtual machine, then your description is test. So this activity you can perform yourself, and you can see how the virtual machine is created, and you can access. If suppose you want to see how the virtual machine is created, or how the storage is created by on a cloud, so you can use Amazon Web Services also. But if you are accessing the Amazon Web Services, they ask for the credit card to you, and it's free, but you have to it's asking for the credit card information, and they deduct only 2 rupees from your account for validation purpose. But if you want to see how the virtual machine is created, how the storage is created on the cloud, so you can use our Indian Government Cloud, Meghraj, and it will not asking for the credit card. Okay. The resources augmentation, resource like virtual CPU, RAM, and storage. So what is virtual CPU or virtual processor? Is a hypervisor is physical CPU is fully controlled by the hypervisor itself. Okay, the server contains CPU and it is controlled by the hypervisor, and you want to access that CPU, so it convert your original CPU into the virtual CPU that gives you some right to access CPU. This physical CPU is divided into the physical CPU cores. Each core very successfully supported 8 virtual processors. Okay. And, and virtual processor does not represent one to all allocation. It represents time on the physical CPU resource pool. And now let us go through the some technical aspects. What they do, virtual CPU is original CPU is single processor, and through the virtual CPU you can access the CPU with the some time slot, and the original CPU is handled by the hypervisor software or virtual machine monitoring system. The virtual CPU contains sockets. Socket represent the hardware. They are referred to as the number of processor sockets that your motherboard is having, and sockets are on the capacity of motherboard. Socket can be empty or real power. Real power number is number of processors that are actually installed on the motherboard. The physical CPU, a physical CPU is the actual hardware unit installed in the motherboard socket. The physical processor or a core, it is the actual physical processor, core in your physical CPU, chipset. And each physical core acts as a separate processor since it has its own security and L1 and L2 cache. Okay, this is the physical CPU. And if you are accessing the cloud computing and you want to access the processor, so the hypervisor provide you as a virtual CPU. The logical CPU or a virtual CPU, the logical processor are an abstraction of a type on the stack of physical processor. Okay. The logical processor acts differently in the physical machine and is in the hypervisor. In the context of hypervisor, the logical processor is equal to the virtual CPU, but logical processor does not equal to the physical core in any virtualization software. Okay. The virtual processor or vCPU is a time-dependent entity. A virtual processor is more likely to amount of processing time spent on the CPU if we use technical terminology. Okay. Suppose a user connect with the cloud and want to work on a CPU, so hypervisor provides a virtual CPU to him, and it's based on the time slot. Okay. The virtual processor are mapped to the available logical processor in the physical computer and are scheduled by the hypervisor software to allow you to have more virtual processor than you have logical processor. People may have misconception that that one virtual CPU equal to one core, but there is no one-to-one relationship between the virtual CPU and core. Okay, a core CPU can be divided into 8 different virtual CPU also. These are the related with this virtual CPU and RAM. I am speaking now, and I want to show you like that my cloud NIC web-based services. So here you can see that you can create different cloud with the different status, like here is NIC web-based software, and there are different running processor are there. Okay, this is virtual CPU. Virtual CPU 1, 2, 3 are working together. With the virtual CPU 1, 1, 1, here memory 1, 2, 2, 2, and storage. Here also you can see configuration changes. You can change the configuration. Storage this size is also available. You can change that. Okay, these are the different CPU on virtual machine. 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB RAMs are available here. The storage augmentation. Okay, address resource to virtual machine and address resource for file system. So you can create your storage on cloud also on Meghraj. Here. So now I'm showing you a case study of like Google Cloud. So Google Cloud started with the Google App platform as a service later on and replaced the Office of software like Gmail, Google Docs, Google Video for the business, Google Sites. These are available on services with the Google Cloud. Google Cloud connected, okay, organizes with different Google apps are also available here in Google Drive. You can see, and desktop and Microsoft Office and Google. These are the applications available on Google Cloud. Another example of Amazon Cloud user, New York Times and both companies use Amazon Cloud Office. New York Times use EC2 and S3 to convert 15 minutes of 10 news article to PDF to 100 Linux computer 24 hours. It was the super experimentation and learning curve is it not a step or these are the I am concluded my lecture like cloud computing is affecting of IT industry. Nowadays, every day you are accessing the cloud service and in future it is a we have a bright future in the cloud computing. Real business value can be realized by the customers for all the sites. Whatever you want, you can access with the whatever site you want. The cloud solutions are simple to acquire, don't require long-term contracts and you are easier to scale up and down as needed. Okay. The proper planning and the migration of service are needed to ensure the successful implementation of cloud. The public and private cloud can be deployed together to leverage the best of both. It's known as a hybrid cloud now, and many of companies using hybrid cloud. Client can access publicly and their employee can access privately. The third-party monitoring service ensure the customer are getting the most out of their cloud environment. Security compliances and monitoring is achievable with the careful planning and necessary. Okay. This is from my side. Thank you for listening me. Any question you can ask.
Anyone has any question, they can write in the chat box. Madam, many of them are had watched this webinar on Facebook platform also. I hope students will get a good knowledge from this webinar. Everything you shared is very recent and informative part you have given here. It will be useful not only to computer science students and other faculty members which are working in other branches. They may also find it helpful. So thank you, madam. Once again, I would like to say thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And you are
okay, ma'am.